People and businesses are not the same. I know this is shocking for a lot of folks here, but we need to keep in mind that just like people, right? People all different. They have different needs, different, desires, but frankly, they just have different responsibilities. Businesses are no different. The vast majority of businesses, they operate on that 9 to 5. Like we all know it's really like closer to 8 to 6, but it's 9 to 5 that in 5 days a week. It has been forever. And that has been pushed down to so many small businesses that they think that's how they have to operate. Yet in the last 5 years, what we've discovered is, you know what? Maybe that 9 to 5 isn't the right answer. Maybe 5 days a week isn't the correct answer, isn't the best thing for output for our teams and for our companies. And there are many companies who have made the adjustment where, again, we've got work from home, work from the office. We have flexible work schedules where, they still got to put in they've still got a 4-day work week, right? And you see that as well, where that has been a big pushing to the 4-day work week. Well, there's many companies who have adopted the 4-day work week and now have moved into a point where like, hey, maybe we can make this even better because we have a diverse staff and they all have different needs and other issues that they have to work around with. So why not give them some flexibility? Today, we're going to take a look at an article specifically where there's one company, they're highlighted here with your tangos, who we're going to look at, that said, you know what, we're just getting rid of the 4-day work week because of reasons. And we're going to go into those here. So again, for those that don't know, my name is Ryan Howe, right here. I'm a business coach who works out of West Michigan, around the country. Come here on YouTube live pretty consistently every single day, just sharing information I share with my clients, and I hope to earn your subscription. So let's get into it here. Again, links, as always, are going to be down in the description, so be sure to go check those out. Again, this is from Your Tango. CEO abandons company's 4-day work week so employees can work around their childcare, hormones, and the weather. Now, that is one of those, that is an extremely clickbaity title that they put in there, but there's reasons. And I just think it's great. And when you say hormones, right, everyone starts thinking like, oh, it's for women. It's not just for women on this. And let's take a look, though. Look how happy they are. They're like, yay, 4-day work week is gone. What could this mean for us? Now, if you're anything like most traditional workers out there, a 4-day work week probably sounds good to you, right? Working 8 hours a day for 5 days a week just doesn't leave a lot of time for life. And that's, again, where we talk about the need for that work-life balance for the teams as a whole. We've talked about that at length on this program, about figuring out how to make that work so folks can not only be productive at work, but also they've got a satisfying, life outside of work. Now, there are a handful of companies that decided to give the 4-day work week a try, and many report success. Many, not all, but many, report success. And that's what I want everyone to keep basically top of mind here, is that we should be looking as business owners, as management, as leaders within industry. We should be looking at ways, how can we constantly be tweaking our overall company, our systems and our processes to be more effective and efficient. I tried to put two words together there. We don't want to do that. More effective, efficient, but frankly, just a better place to work too, right? So that the output is awesome. So this is an example where they've been trying the 4-day work week. Now, according to the American Psychological Association, companies that implement a 4-day work week have more satisfied employees, increased well-being, and are able to save money. We also want to make sure that the output is there, right? That end of the day, we're here to produce stuff at work. So we want to make sure that the output is not sacrificed and harmed in any way. Like, that's important. Now, a CEO at one company said that a 4-day work week in place for a while, it felt like it was time for a change. This UK company is moving from a 4-day work week to only asking employees to work 32 hours each week. Now, wait a minute. So they're going to do some math on here, right? But it's a 32-hour work week. So the CEO, Aled Nelms, founder of Lumen SEO, a small company headquartered in the UK, made the announcement on a LinkedIn post. We're abandoning the 4-day work week. Mental health output, quality, and retention benefits were so good, we're going a step further, just making a 32-hour work week. In case, again, the math is bad, 32 hours makes up four full-time 8-hour days. So employees will put in the same amount of work, but guess what? They just kind of get to decide where they're going to be doing their stuff at. And that's really one of the key components here, folks, is that they get to make decisions. As long as, they do the hours, they're managing their schedule, right? I'm sure there's times that there's going to be some mandatory time in there for sure, with all the details, right? Because meetings and things that need to take place. But beyond that, hey, work your hours and manage your stuff. For 3 months, we're trialing a new way of working at Lumen SEO where team members, again, they're going to work 32 hours, but anytime and anywhere. So it's not just in the office, it's also going to be working from home. He clarified that means any time of the day, any time of the week, at home, in the office, around the globe. There's simply, again, you'll note though, this is a company SEO. So they're, obviously what they do is they're working on the back end when it comes to companies for the internet, different aspects there from the marketing and ad space. Um, so they have this ability to do that because I imagine a lot of their customers are remote, right? So they're just talking to them over Zoom anyway. So frankly, it doesn't matter really where they're at as long as you can get in touch with folks. Now, he gives 5 reasons on this that we want to cover. And I think this is really unique and it's important to discuss because these are the things that business owners really should be looking at when they're looking at their overall schedules and how they're managing their companies. So the CEO offered 5 reasons for the change. First, flexibility. He stated that he believes traditional employees deserve the same flexibility that entrepreneurs have so they can do their best work at times that works for them, right? There's second has to do with the majority of the company being made up of women. There are periods during a women's cycle where energy and immune systems are higher and lower. Flexibility allows for women to lean in and maintain high performance around their cycle. Reason number 3 was related. Men cycle daily, with many men, again, including the owner, the founder there, being highest performing and focusing best early in the morning before 9 a.m. Again, for me personally, I am a morning person. I have been my entire life. I'm up at 4:30 and I'm ready to go. Let's hit this. And my most productive hours are before the hours of basically 11. Once I start getting towards 11, I'm thinking about, man, I should be doing stuff at the house, other work, and my productivity slows. It's been that way for years. So my most productive hours are definitely in the morning. And I do a lot of my work for my clients. I'm starting at 5 in the morning and just hammering stuff out. And it's just when I can do it. Now, next reason he wanted the company to be an attractive place to work for parents. And this flexibility go a long way towards making the conundrum of childcare simpler. And finally, he actually, and I thought this is a very British response. He actually wanted employees to be able to enjoy the weather. It's unpredictable, to say the least, in the UK, and he wants Lumen SEO staff to be able to take an afternoon off in the sun without the guilt or heavy admin pressure of booking leave. So again, we talk about the proven benefits here, and what I want to be able to talk about now, and this is, again, go check out the whole article. You can see the whole thing here, is that I want to spend a couple minutes just talking about what we need to be working on as business owners and management. We should be learning from this. Now, first and foremost, does this work for everybody? Absolutely not. There's many businesses where this model just won't work. Let's look at banking and the financials as an example. Right? There's a reason they're called banking hours. People are open during certain time of days, and they have that. If you're gonna have people there, they expect to be open during these times. There's a lot of retail and shops, so we get that. But in the businesses where this would make sense, we want to make sure that we're constantly, as business owners, as leaders, this is what I'm coaching my clients on, that we are constantly poking around the edges. And I mentioned that earlier, of what is acceptable and what works within our company. There should be ample opportunity to look at things consistently and say, hold on, are we scheduling our business, the way that we work, the best way? Is there a better way out there? Is something that's going to allow us to offer something that, we will attract, better talent for us, but also just to take care of the folks that we have. And this is a great example of this. The CEO in this company, they said, hey, we're doing the 9 to 5. Well, we've got this hybrid thing going on. How about we just go to a 4-day work week? That's where we're at now. Hey, you know what? This is great, but it's not necessarily the best version of this. Let's open up the aperture again and allow people more freedom to manage their schedule. And that's one of the things I'm talking with my clients about specifically, is within reason, right? Because you still have still got to meet customer demand. If you work in a place where you've got deliveries and vendor demand and things like that, it depends on your stakeholders. But where you can, you should make an effort to afford more responsibility for managing schedule to your staff, along with the accountability that their output doesn't change. We refer to that in my world, in my coaching, how do I want to say this, the verbiage that I use here, but this is the parlance, the words that I use. We refer to that as treating people like adults. Like that's what we do here. So we're going to start with, hey, here's what we got to get done. Manage your affairs, make sure your output is good, and we're good. And that's again the responsibility for managing your schedule and what you need to get done, but the accountability has to be there as well. And I guarantee you, within Lou and SEO here, they have tons of accountability already in place. As in, if you aren't meeting the client's expectations, your manager is going to make sure that you're getting in and you're getting to work. And your 32-hour week is probably going to end up being closer to 40 because you didn't manage your time wisely. So there's going to be that piece there. This isn't just letting everybody run amok. There's going to be guardrails on here. I promise you, in the policy letters that are out there, they've got this. Now with my clients, again, what we're going back to and talking about again is like, okay, I have a few that have the ability to adjust their schedules because of the work that they're in and how they are managing their time and the output for their staff. And we have moved some from a 5-day work week to a 4-day work week. We've moved some from a 5-day work week to a 40-hour work week, very similar to this one. That's but again, it's not full 40 hours as far as they get to just manage their schedule accordingly. No, we've got some hard and fast monuments like Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Like there's these meetings that people have to be at, but everything around that they get to manage. Then we have some others that are just versions of that, but we are constantly pushing this. And this is where I see where it makes sense, where they can, right? You're going to see more and more companies making this adjustment. And I think personally, I just think it's a good thing. We're all adults here, right? We're all adults here. And we should be able to manage our affairs in a way that we are doing our job. Okay. And I'm just a big fan of that. The more that we treat people like adults, and more that we expect people to deliver on their responsibilities and allow them to do that, just the better the work is as a whole. It's more fulfilling. Frankly, it's just what we should be doing. So, but anyways, again, please go check out the link in the description. We always want to make sure that we are spending time checking out the actual materials that I put out there. And if you are interested in learning more about how I help businesses grow faster than ever thought possible, as well as help people build businesses that are designed to sell for high multiples, go ahead and check out summitbusinessguys.com. If you'd like to learn more, actually, and see where your current valuation for your company is, there's a link down in the description for my value builder assessment. It takes about 15 minutes to fill out. And what you're going to do is, you'll find at the end of this, you will have your score in 8 key areas of your business and how well they are basically set up and how well you are managing your business and built your business to be able to sell for a high multiple. Okay. So again, links in the description, go check that out. Thank you everybody for hanging out for this point here. Hopefully I earned